Hey everybody, it's about 6:30 Eastern Daylight Time in Florida on a Saturday, August 13th of 2011. So we've got, I'm heading out to Valkyria, X-Ray 59, to try out this new camera mount. So I wanted to start out early so we could have the rest of our day, but what a great way to start out the weekend. Looks okay over here on the coast where I'm heading on the interstate. Some low cloud cover. Looks like it's moving out pretty quickly. Just got my weather briefing probably 20 minutes ago. It's kind of strange because it seemed like it was great at first, and the guy was pretty much saying no adverse weather. So we're actually going over to Okeechobee, which is, if you look at the state of Florida and you see right towards the lower part in the middle, you'll see a big lake. It's the biggest thing you can see on the map. That's Lake Okeechobee, a big lake. And that airport over there is Kilo Oscar Bravo Echo, so K-O-B-E. So we'll be flying over there and grabbing some coffee, breakfast, whatever you want to say. It looks like a pretty thin layer up here, so you know that could get in our way if it's reporting scattered about 10 a.m. over in Okeechobee. So I figured we can get off the ground if this stuff burns off. It's about 40 plus nautical miles over there, so it won't take us that long. We are in the 152, which was the only plane available. I wanted to get some different planes that in the club that I would be using the camera most, but that was all that was available until 11:30 when the 172 was free. But that's probably the last thing I want to do at 11:30 in Florida in the summer is get in a hot airplane. Well, I'm almost to Valkyria, and clouds look about the same. So yeah, we'll see. Towards the coast it looks clear, but the coast is clear. Maybe that's where they get that from. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, and hopefully get some good footage. See ya. Valkyria traffic, Cessna 94768 is back taxiing runway 10 for a south departure. Valkyria. You've seen them things fly, they don't even look like they should fly. they're so awkward.
Yeah.
Okay. Valkyria traffic, Cessna 94768, departing runway 10 to the south. Valkyria.
traffic. Red White Cessna is departing runway 14 Okeechobee. Okeechobee traffic, flight 2 RVs, crossing 523. 523 at Okeechobee. 15194 is now 4 miles to the southeast and
Alright, so we're on our way back from Okeechobee here. In a little bit we'll be entering the traffic pattern to land at Valkyria. And Valkyria is a non-towered field. It operates, there's just one frequency, a Unicom frequency for it. And there's no one controlling the aircraft. It's just each person announces their position and their intentions on a common frequency. You're actually not required to have a radio there, so we always, of course, look outside the plane and look for anyone who might be flying around without a radio. Down to Valkyria, there's actually a lot of gyrocopters and powered parachutes that don't have radios operating out there. So the radio communications at a non-towered field follow the same 4 W's that they do at a towered field, which are who you're calling, who you are, where you are, and what you want. So an example call that we can make as we get a little closer here to the airport would be who we're calling is Valkyria traffic. It's just all the other planes out and around Valkyria. Who we are. Some people will use the call sign of the aircraft. We're 94768, just like in a towered field. I prefer to use the aircraft's description because other people in the pattern, they're looking for us, they're trying to find us. So if we say something like Red and White Cessna or Cessna 152, something like that, people will be able to find us much easier. So Valkyria traffic, who we're calling, who we are, Red and White Cessna, where we are, we're 10 miles to the south, and what we want or what are our intentions. So inbound for a left downwind for runway 28. And then also at non-towered fields, I usually say the airport name at the end of the transmission as well. So I'll say Valkyria at the end. So the full call would go like this. Valkyria traffic, Red and White Cessna, 10 miles south, we'll be entering left downwind for 14 at Valkyria. The reason I say the airport at the end is because since it's a Unicom frequency, there's oftentimes other airports that you can hear on the same frequency. So if someone comes in halfway through the transmission, they may not hear you. They may, hear what runway you're using and where you are and everything, but not what airport you're actually operating at. So just to make that clear to everyone, that's fairly common practice. One of the first things I try to tell my students when we're doing cross-country flights is the importance of always knowing where you are and using pilotage. Depending on what kind of plane you're flying right now, we're in our flying club Cessna 152. We have a VOR receiver. We don't have a GPS. We're not actually, it's tuning the VOR, but we're not really using the VOR for navigating. Basically what we're doing is we have an iPad with a sectional, and we're just using that to verify landmarks along our way, which is pilotage. And I think that no matter what kind of navigation that you're using, whether it be a VOR or a GPS, it's always important to still look outside and try to find landmarks. So basically, what I try to do is I'll look up ahead and just like right now. I see a really prominent road that's going kind of perpendicular to our course, and I can look down and identify that road as the Florida Turnpike. And so then as I pass that, I'll kind of keep looking up ahead and find the next point. So we're always picking something up ahead that we see, and it's a very effective way to remain oriented. Real simple, but very effective. So about a month ago, I got a job with American Eagle Airlines, and I'm leaving Monday to go for training. I'll be gone for about 6.5 weeks, probably a little longer than that, maybe a couple months. So I'm going out to Dallas for that. So I'll be missing from the podcast for a while. I'll definitely try to still send out the tweets, and I'll be sending Greg pictures and video of my experience, so you guys can stay updated on what I'm doing. And hopefully after that I'll be able to get back in and do some more do some more flights and put out some more podcasts.
Well, those are some good tips from Casey. It's always nice when he lends his expertise, and that helps me to review, and also I'm sure helps you guys who are going through your private pilot training. On that note, occasionally I get some emails. Most 99.9% are good. Reviews are generally positive. Occasionally you get a bad one. Just kind of wanted to reiterate that this is a student pilot journal. This is my personal journal, always has been. And occasionally I will give some tips, and usually I back those up by either a source on the internet, and in some cases AOPA. If things kind of don't make it into the final edit, sometimes it just didn't come out right in an interview, and maybe that can be misconstrued as false information or something like that. But when it all boils down to it, this is podcasts and video podcasts are entertainment, and me kind of doing this, it's a side thing. I've got a day job, so this is fun, and I don't get to fly as much as I would like. So I'm not always as sharp as I want to be, but I do try to review and read as much as possible. So if you see mistakes, I usually put those in there, and everybody knows that's viewed this podcast for a long time. They know that I just kind of throw those in there. If you don't see the full transmission, the full radio transmission, most of the time it's possible that I just left it out because it didn't come out right, or the video was really bad or something. So I suggest that everybody does the same thing. When you're watching these and you have a question, go to your CFI, go back to the FAA approved documentation, and definitely read that over, because this is just something I like to do, and if you get some stuff out of it and you enjoy it, that's great, and that's all I got to say about that. Don't forget about my sponsors, Craze Pilot. You can go to my website and click on that banner to get some good aircraft accessories. They've got strobe lights for LSA stuff, for your light sport stuff. They've got headphone accessories. They've got flight bags. And they're building their inventory every day. So you definitely got to go over there and support the podcast by clicking on that link from my website. So go over to studentpilotjournal.com and click on the banner. Also, guys, don't forget about ForeFlight. ForeFlight is another sponsor of mine. I've been using their product for years. It is an iPhone and an iPad app. And you can check them out by going to my website as well and clicking on that banner. ForeFlight is a pre-flight planning tool that's got tons of resources in it that you can use. It's got AFD, it's got maps, it's got fuel prices, it's got a moving map, and not radar, but you can check the radar while you're on the ground. Of course, when you get in the air, there's radar used in cell towers, so you want access to that. But you can get an external GPS to get a little better signal. So they have external GPS units that you can buy and plug them in the bottom of your iPhone or iPad, and get definitely a more accurate reading when you're at higher altitudes. So I honestly haven't flown at real high altitudes with ForeFlight, but I know a lot of people have, and they have great success with it. Can't say enough about those guys either. So, and click on the ForeFlight banner and renew or start your subscription. They've got 3-month subscriptions and yearly subscriptions. And when you work it out by month, it's really cheap. And of course, if you pay by year, you get definitely a better deal. So check it out over there. That'll take you into the App Store, and they can track and see that people are clicking on that banner from my website. So definitely, that's what you can do to help support it. So, and I'll keep the episodes coming as I can get more sponsors on, and definitely excited about the future and finally maybe pushing on this instrument rating. So that's all I got for you. So have a good week. We'll see you next time.